Hello there, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly video tarot forecast for the week of January 19th through the 25th. And I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg again. And so what we have for you, Cancer, on Monday is we have the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins is a nice positive card, and this is a card that has to do with money or material goods. So a Page of Coins comes in upright like that sometimes if we are getting good news about money. So maybe you go to the tax advisor, or maybe you go to your financial planner on Monday and you find out some news that is better than you were hoping for, or at least is good news. The other way that this can come up is also if there's somebody that wants to give you something financially or materially. So this may be like on Monday you might get an offer from your company to pay part of your cell phone bill or a housing allowance or something along those lines. Or maybe there's a person in your life who would just like to buy something for you. No matter how you slice it, whatever is happening with that situation financially on Monday is a good thing. It's a pleasant thing. All right, so Tuesday, what we're looking at next is we have the Five of Clubs in reverse. Five of Clubs really talks about a competitive situation, and when it comes up in reverse, it's not a healthy competitive situation. So normally when you go into a competitive situation, the goal is to come out better. You're going to train for the competition. You're going to come out faster, better, stronger, something. Some kind of improvement will be made by being a part of this competition. However, this type of competition that's showing up on Tuesday is not healthy like that. This type of competition is one where you walk away and you feel more tore down than you do built up. So this is something to kind of keep your eyes open for Tuesday, and if you can avoid it, try to just graciously step back. If you can't, though, just try to keep yourself in a healthy perspective and realize that this is not something that you want to take very seriously, because otherwise it could be detrimental to your overall opinion of yourself, basically. So Cancer, the next day, which is Wednesday, we have the Queen of Swords coming up in reverse. This is just telling me that on Wednesday you're going to be feeling a little bit more emotional than usual. This is talking about where emotions are kind of overriding logic. Where Cancers, you're water signs anyway, so you're pretty strong with emotion, but the nice thing about you is you balance it well with logic. But what's happening today is emotion is just overruling everything, and it's not a comfortable place. It doesn't feel like a good place to be. So that's what I see for Wednesday. That's a good day to just kind of step back and practice being aware and breathing and those types of things to help you be calm and get a more detached perspective about whatever it is that's going on that has you feeling so emotional. Thursday, what we have coming up is the Eight of Clubs. The Eight of Clubs, really, I'm feeling like for most of you Cancers, what this is talking about is things are picking up speed. You've got some momentum that is really starting to, why am I hearing hit the fan? This momentum is really starting to hit the fan. Maybe somebody is hitting the fan, hitting the power button and turning it up on high. But there's some momentum that has really built up on Thursday. And Thursday I feel like there's a lot going on around you. To the point that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything that's going on around you. I don't feel like you are instigating any of this, and it has kind of a crazy feel to it, like it's just kind of a chaotic thing with a lot of stuff going on around you. And I don't feel like you're instigating any. I feel like you're seeing a lot of it, and people might try to sort of draw you in from that bystander view into something else, a more active part of that chaos. I don't feel like you're going to let that happen, at least not to a very big extent. But I do see a lot of chaos just kind of circling around you Thursday, and it feels like it's with different people. Like I'm really getting an image of being in an office, and you have some kind of chaos going on off to one side with some people over here that are having trouble getting along, and then off to another side there's some other people that are having trouble getting along, and then there's another group over here, and there's just you know, it's not even all interrelated, but it's just one of those days that like everything seems to go crazy. So that's what I'm seeing for you on Thursday. Good day to stay on the sidelines. Try to stay as uninvolved as you possibly can, because all of these situations could be easily situations that you could be sucked into as a part of, because they do touch on some of your responsibilities or duties throughout the day. So a very good day to be aware of what's going on and be aware of what you're saying, and where people are emotionally around you, where their headspace, where they are in their headspace. Okay, so that is Thursday. Friday, we have the Death card coming in reverse. Now, Death really is just talking about transformation, because if you think about it, most of us believe that something happens when we die. Either people believe that we go to heaven, or we're reincarnated, or whatever. There's a lot of different beliefs. There's actually, you know, the minority of people believe that when we're dead, it's just done. And so if you look at like the majority view of death, the majority view of death is that life itself is not really over. The body is done, but that soul, that spirit is still there. And so they move forward. So what it is it's a transformation of existence. Instead of existing in this body, now we exist somewhere out of this body. We don't have all the answers to exactly how that works, but we, especially those of us who work in mediumship, realize that people don't stop just because their body stops. They continue on. So really death, the way I understand death, is it's a transformation from one form to another form. So really the key word there is transformation. And I really wish that the Death card was labeled transformation, because that's really what it's all about. It's about transformation. And so you have the transformation card coming in upside down. We're just going to give it the Amista paraphrase. And so when you have the transformation card coming in upside down, what's going on is you have some core values inside of you that are changing. Now, when I'm talking about core values, what I mean by that are those values that we learned when we were too young to know better. In other words, I'll give you an example. Say you're out walking with your dad, and he sees a snake, and he just takes off running. He doesn't warn anybody. He doesn't tell anybody. He doesn't pick up any of the little kids and pick them up and take them with him. He just books out of there. Guess what? Now you just learned something. You just learned that your dad is deathly afraid of snakes. And if you're 2 or 3 years old, Dad is like God. He is all-powerful, almighty, all in control, all in charge, all-knowing. And if all-knowing Dad knows that snakes make you run, then snakes make you run. You just learned that. You learned that because you were too young to know better. So that's a core value. That's an example of how a core value is born. That's a more dramatic example, but we pick up a lot of things when we're too young to know better just by our environment and watching the people in it who are our examples. So when you have the transformation card coming in reverse, what that means is you have some of these core values. These values that you've had all your life are changing. You're starting to understand that some of these values don't really work anymore. Some of them you're starting to understand never really worked. And so you're putting something that's more healthy in and replacing that old core value that just isn't functional anymore. Now, this is really good. This is a nice positive move forward. It helps you move through life in a much more productive, more easy way than holding on to those old core values. So when you get to the end, although the process of changing core values is very hard because you're comfortable with those core values you grew up with. We all are. It's comforting to think the same thing all the time. But the change is so worth it. But here's the problem. Friday, when this comes in, the transformation card comes in upside down. Now when it comes in upside down, that tells me that not only are your core values changing, you're resisting that change. Now, it's easy to see why someone would do that, because when you see these core values coming in, and you do see them coming in, you realize that this is big. It's huge, and it is. And so it's a little bit scary because you know things are going to change for you. You know you're going to change how this interaction is going to go on at work once this core value is changed. You know it's going to change how you interact with your partners, how it's going to change how you interact with your friends. And you don't know what that's going to mean for those relationships or for that job. And so that's why a lot of us resist these types of changes. Here's the deal. The changes are positive in the long run. They're totally positive once you get through to the other side. However, it is uncomfortable to go through before you get to the other side. But the key is you want to get to the other side, because until you do, you're going to be miserable. So you don't want to hold up that transformation. You want to let it go. You want to embrace it and move forward with it. It will make your life so much easier, your stress so much less, and it will do the same for the people around you that you influence. So if you catch yourself resisting change, try to booger your way right out of that resistance. All right, so here's Saturday. So Cancer, what you have coming up is the Knight of Swords. Saturday, something's going to happen that is going to cause you to feel like you really need to take some drastic action right now. Right now, by golly. And this is coming in as being very misguided. It comes in as your perspective is skewed. You have a blind spot here. There's something that you're not seeing, and you're not seeing it honestly because you choose not to see it. You have some kind of denial going on. And because of that blind spot, you're taking partial information and making a rash decision to make some huge action very quickly. And it's going to be one of those things that later on you're going to look back, maybe not Sunday, maybe not Monday, but in a couple of weeks, couple of months, you're going to look back and you're going to go, gosh, what the heck was I thinking? So this is one of those things that on Saturday, if you feel the need to react to something very quickly, just very rashly, dramatic action, step back a little bit. Give yourself some time to breathe. Examine why you're feeling that way. Is that based on reality, or is that based in your perception that really is only, maybe you're filling in a lot of blanks that are not filled in yet. So try to resist that urge, because it feels like whatever action you're taking, it feels like a very self-destructive thing to me, honestly. It won't look like that to you right off the bat, but you'll realize it later. All right, so Sunday, Cancer, Ace of Clubs in reverse. Now the Ace of Clubs in reverse is really talking about inspiration or new ideas. It's very similar to an Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is new ideas, new thoughts, enlightenment, whereas this is more about, that's more about thought. This is more about creativity. So it's new inspiration. It's new ideas of things that you can build or make or create. And so on Sunday, what I'm seeing is that you have some new inspiration that you are passing along to other people in your life. That's why this card is reversed, because this inspiration is not for you to use and take forward. It's for you to pass on to other people so that they can use it and take it forward in their lives. Okay, so Cancer, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a reading with me, I want you to realize that I do offer more than just readings. I also offer mediumship work, and I do spiritual healing. So if you want to check out my website, I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there, if you decide that you would like to work with me, please go ahead and just contact me, and we'll set up a session for you as quickly as possible. For the rest of you, I will see you all next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.